Hi, my name is Isabel Barros Bellini. I'm a Brazilian social worker, and I would like to say thank you very much for this invitation to talk about my profession. And the first time I would like to say I'm sorry about my English because English is not my first tongue. Okay, I would like to share some a presentation and uh, okay. Brazilian social work. I work in the Pontifical Catholic University, a public health school of Department and Government Health. The first time I'd like to say that social work, Brazilian social work has one symbol. The scale makes some allusion of a balance and symbolize social justice. And the torch with the flame later represents the human warmth of welcome and solidarity. I'm a professor in research at the PUC University, and I'm a professor in undergraduate and postdoctorate and master degree. And also I'm coordinator research nucleus in work, health, and intersectoriality with different research. The research team and in my research is health policy in articulation with the other policies, and the family has a centrality in public policies. This picture is from Pokers, and this girls as my student. They are on doctorate, master degree, and graduate. And I work in the public school health, and I'm a social worker in this department, and a coordinator of research department. Okay, I'm a graduate for almost 40 years, and in those years, I'll participate in several changes in the profession and in a various social struggles, which social workers played lead. And this picture is from some manifestation, public manifestation for social workers in Brazil. Okay, the Brazilian social workers existed in Brazil for 85 years. Initially had a strong Franco-Belgian influence, and after that, North America. In the first decades of its existence, my profession is characterized by a conservative conception reflecting the prevailing perspective in the profession, which was guided by a critical and politicized assumptions in the face of economic and social relations. In 18th began a wide-ranging process of debates and revision of the profession, building a professional political ethical project that has a new horizon, and propose a project from against anti-capitalist society in a radically democracy and in defense of the interests of working class. Social work was one of the first social professions in Brazil to have faced in professional regulations in 1967. Currently, we are regulated by a new law, it's 8662 the 1993, which more precisely defines the private social workers' powers and duties. Okay, the profession, social work profession is organized by Federal Social Work Councils, which is responsible for guiding, disciplining, and standardizing, supervising, and defending the professional practice of social workers in Brazil. And each region in Brazil has the Regional Social Work Council, which are a extension of Federal Social Work Council. And we have a BAPS, Brazilian Association of Teaching and Research of Social Work, that is a scientific academy entitled that coordinates and articulates of training, project, and social work in the scope of undergraduate and graduate course. Among its fundamental principles is the defense of public university, which is free, secular, democratic, face-to-face, and socially referenced. We have even a code of ethics of social work profession, and we have one special day, it's May 15th. The exercise of profession required training at undergraduate level and social work course authorized by the Ministry of Education. It's mandatory registration in the Regional Council of Social Work. And today, approximately it's 190,000 social workers enrolled in the regional social work councils. The prevalence is 90% female, and the average age group between 30 and 39 years old. The the course in Brazil is 451 in operation, 379 is private, 72 is public, 418 is face-to-face modality, 33 is a distance modality. It's number of places offered. The enrollment of courses is about 181 enrollments. The professional social work in Brazil has the object of intervention, the expressions of social question understood as a set of expressions of the inequality of capitalist society where social production is increasingly collective, work becomes more widely social, while the appropriation its employees' food remains private, monopolized by a part of society. In Brazil, this part of society is really a small part. To overcome this reality of inequality, the social work assume analyze, elaborate, coordinate, execute programs, project plans to make the population rise and their access to social policy valuable, such as health, education, social security, house, social assistance, and culture. Analyze the living conditions of the populations and get the people, families, or groups on how to have information, access rights, and services to meet their social needs. Develop reports, opinions, and social studies, and carry out evaluations, analyzing documents and technical studies in collection data and research. Plan, organize, and administer programs and social benefits provided by the government. Support public and private agencies, non-governmental organizations, and social movements. And finally, exercise teaching at university that offer social work course. Workplace, public and private institution, ministers, municipalities, city houses, state governments, private companies, hospitals, schools, daycare centers, health units, social centers, social movements. Always in defense of the rights of women, working class, elderly, children, and adolescents, lesbian, gays, bisexual, travesti, transsexual, Blacks, indigenous people. In non-governmental organization, public and private university and technical institutes, and even compose teams with their another categories, professionals like psychology, education, nurse, medicine, law, among others. Challenges. Considering that Brazil is a country with a high level of social inequality, and in that period this inequality is aggravated by the pandemic, social workers have that work aimed at the population in a situation of poverty or lack of income, and the segments of the population whose rights are violated or who are in a situation of social vulnerability. The biggest challenge is to resist with our work and professional competence to dismantling large coveted social protection system through legal investment in public policies such as health, education, social assistance policies, which increase today the population's vulnerability. The number of families in situation of poverty has increased significantly, and the research that are being invested by the government before the current one are being withdrawn, which increase the violations of rights of the population. Now, the Brazilian reality is dramatic. For the pandemic, the number of deaths from COVID-19 increases every day. There are no vaccines for all the population. There is no responsibility posture by the president. His advisor regarding the risk and care for the virus, which is followed by a significant part of society that shows contempt for its scientifically proven care. And the current change is being worked on in a federal government that's replacing itself as a pandemic in human lives. But the Brazilian social work continue to resist. This is my reference, and I would like to say thank you very much for this invitation. I hope that it's a good message I sent from here. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.